So, from Google to mentoring, how to go through this career path, an inspiring story of Ekaterina Mitusova's success will be presented to you today. I am Daria, and I'm proud to present today Ekaterina Mitusova. Hello, Ekaterina.
Hi, Daria.
So, a little bit about you, beautiful woman, mentor of the team development, customer service management, career path selection. Also, she is a coach according to the international standards of ICF, facilitator of initiative I'm Remarkable in Google. 7 years of experience in people, project and account management, enablement, leadership in the IT field. The last place of her work was the Google team. Now she is 3-in-1, facilitator, mentor, and coach. First of all, I would like to start from your background. You worked in Google for 2.5 years, and it's considered one of the big 5 American information technology companies. So many specialists would like to be in your place. As I understand, it's very difficult to to get this job. So could you explain how did you get the job in Google?
Of course, when I was a kid, I was dreaming of becoming a ballerina, but my grandmother was a, genius of the kitchens and I was eating really well. My grandmother saw me as a healthy kid, but I was a really fat kid. That's why I didn't become a ballerina. And at some point of my master program, I was major in marketing and management, and I was really fond of industrial companies. So my dream was working at Boeing or Airbus in the aviation industry as the marketing or PR professional. But after graduating, I saw just a post on Facebook. A girl from Google, she was writing, "Hey, we're looking for young graduates. You can send me your CV. I can refer you." So in the big companies, there is a system of referral. You send the CV not just through a normal, website, career site, but through a person. Usually that's faster. And HR people at companies, they see this CVs and they consider them faster. And, referral is a good way to start in a corporation. So I just sent my CV thinking, well, it's impossible being accepted to Google. I know that thousands of people are applying to Google every single day. And it's so hard. There are like 7-10 rounds of the interviews, very complicated questions. So I just sent the CV, and in a week I got a reply that, well, unfortunately the position has already been closed. So I totally forgot about that. I said, well, that's a pity, but I had some other interviews, and after 3 months I had 2 job offers in my hands, one for an industrial company and one for a marketing company. And that girl that actually posted this announcement said, "Hey Kate, we have a job opening in Poland." I was like, okay, but I already have some offers. But my boyfriend that time told me that, well, you do not say no when someone from Google is actually offering you to apply for a job. And I sent her my new CV one more time. And what happened after is like in a movie, because I went through 7 rounds of interviews within 2 weeks, including flying to Poland, seeing the office, and having an on-site interview. So it was like a marathon interview with HR, phone interview with the person from the team, writing a motivation letter, then flying to Poland, 3 hours of non-stop on-site interviews, then having my documents confirmed. And after a month, I got my job offer at Google. I couldn't believe that's true. They sent me the printed contract, with the colored Google logo on it. And I was looking at this contract and is it me? Is it my name on the contract? Because I can definitely say that the interview was very hard. So if you're thinking about applying for an international company, you better prepare, because I was preparing day and night. And I would say the second and maybe the main lesson learned from this case is that I pursued my life motto. My life motto is better to try and regret than not to try and regret. The worst answer you can get is no. So I just applied for this job, and I got it. Was a shock, but it also supported by the hours and hours of preparation I spent.
So how many steps did you do to have this job?
Well, let me count. Applying for a job, being rejected the first time, applying one more time, phone interview with the HR. It was like the fourth. Then I had motivation letter. Fifth, phone interview with a team member, flying to Poland. It's the seventh step, having 3 interviews there. And step number 8 was of my documents, like I was sending all of my diplomas and information I put into the CV so they can be confirmed by Google headquarters. So 8 steps.
8 steps. I could imagine how it's hard just to feel that could you get this job or you couldn't get this job. So it's like a marathon, I'm sure. So what do you think? Why they took you, Google? What was the reason? Because I have now the second talk with you, and you just you're a very, very energetic person, and I could feel it. So, and I understand you're a very motivated person. But what are you feeling? Why they chose you?
I think I was a good fit for the role and for the company. At Google, there is a big value which is called googliness. It's like a quality, a trait of character, what they're looking into people. It's hard to explain. You need to work there to feel how to be googly, as we used to say, right? I think it's being motivated, energetic, open, ambitious, striving for the high standard of work. But if we look at some facts, so first of all, I graduated from international university. I studied at Vienna. I have a very good level of English, as I can say, and you can hear. English, yeah. The third one was collection of cases from previous works and internships and case championships that I participated as a student. So I already had a portfolio of pretty strong projects where I showed myself as a leader, because even if you're applying at the entry-level position, which was my case, Google is looking for leadership, really strong leadership skills. What else? I think I was really well prepared. I spent several weeks just looking into Google products. I was working with YouTube and Google Ads, so I created trial accounts. I tested all the product functionality. And I would say I was genuinely interested in the position. I was really enthusiastic. And also, important thing, before applying for this job, I actually participated in the Google Online Case Championship, and I won, so I was in the winning team. And I put this on the CV like a separate line. And I recall when my manager stepped in while interviewing me, he just, showed me my CV, and this line was highlighted. So a quick advice for people: if you want to apply for the company, try to engage with multiple people or events the company is organizing. But overall, I would say 3 steps: my preparation, my skills and previous experience, and being cultural fit, and googly enough, my trait of characters.
You must have a lot of features for it, and now it was gone like 2 years and a half, and now you just finished your work in Google. So what was the real reason you just would like to quit this job? It was maybe some personal reasons, because we understand that when you work in corporate company, sometimes you don't have time for anything, just work, and you just choose this path. So could you explain your reasons why you quit the job in Google?
Multiple reasons. So some people may think, and some people told me back then, that I'm doing the worst career decision of my life, because, as I told you, thousands of people are applying to get a job at Google, and I spent 2.5 years. I got my promotion and I decided to leave the company. So first of all, I would say that the main reason is that I'm always trying to pursue my life principles and my values. So my main principle is that being true to myself. And I asked myself, is it the right company for me? It might be the best company in the world, but is it the right company for me? And the answer was no, because I was feeling not at my place within the corporation. Like when I was leaving Google, there was 60,000 people working there. I think right now it's now 90,000, and I was feeling probably maybe too small, but I really wanted to see the results of my work. Once again, just to highlight, it's an amazing corporation. I met so many great people. I learned so much as a professional. Like my growth was like I'm stepping into the rocket and flying to space in terms of growing as a professional. The second reason was that I had a burnout. So burnout is not the very pleasant thing. I can definitely say that after a year and a half, I was feeling like a zombie with a higher education. Like I was coming to work, opening my laptop, and I was so tired and so burned out that I couldn't even read the emails. So I took some time off just to, restore my energy and resource, but I realized that I cannot probably go on the same pace that I did. And the third reason, and probably the main one, was my personal life. I was engaged with my husband back then. We were having like long distance relationship because we were living in the different countries and we couldn't find a company or a place that we can both live in, like a city that everyone has an equal opportunities. That's why I left and I came back home. And it was a right decision. A lot of people told me I'm gonna regret it, but I think when you follow your heart and you stick to your values, you're not gonna regret it. It takes courage to leave such a company with all the benefits and career opportunities, but it's not an end.
Yeah, it's a question of sticking to your values in this time. But when you were just working in Google, how many hours a day should you work?
Well, I think the working schedule by design was normal, around 8 hours per day. But just imagine, I had an entry position and Google was hiring a lot of young professionals. So they took a lot of young, ambitious people with gazillions of energy and gave them lots of projects. So I worked like 10 hours per day, maybe sometimes 12, but depending on the project, that was my choice. It was asked from the management, it was my choice because I really wanted to run this marathon or to run fast to get the promotion and to get as many projects as I could. So it was a high competitive environment. That's why we were really pushing hard.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you are fair to yourself. But what mentoring experience do you share today that you acquired in Google?
I would say the whole concept of mentoring, like while I was working at Google, I was a mentee. So I was looking for a mentor to support me throughout my career. And it was really like a helping hand. Much more experienced professional at Google, there was like an internal system of mentoring. So I found myself a mentor and we started working on my career path, my strengths, my weaknesses, my overall brand as the professional within the company. It was so helpful. And I realized that the power of mentoring is endless. That's why I started to try myself as the mentor with the student, as the Google representative, and also for the last, I think, 6 months in the company, I was working with a trainee. So I had a trainee for my project and I was working purely as a mentor. And I enjoyed it a lot. And actually after that, I started a mentoring program at my university. So co-founded the program for the alumni and the current students. Because I think it's a blessing when you find your mentor, when you have this chemistry. It's like finding a psychotherapist, You need to have a chemistry with this professional.
Yeah, it's connections that you couldn't explain just in words. It's just feeling you have. And one more question: what are you proud of the most from your work in Google? It's really interesting to know.
So hard to answer. I had so many questions, but if I say what I'm proud the most, the results of my clients. I work directly with the Google's advertising clients that were using, YouTube search, Google Ads, everything. And I remember every time that I helped them to create their advertising campaign, especially if it is like a countrywide campaign, digital, it's not just a campaign, but it's the whole strategy for their brand. I was feeling like I'm the partner. I'm not just a Google employee, I'm their partner. I'm working for their company. I'm interested in their success. And I remember when they were sending me emails with the feedback, with the specific results, I was very proud. Helping people with my knowledge, being an expert, it's a true honor.
Yeah, but still you're a part of initiative. The name of it is I Am Remarkable. So, and it is a part of something that could help people to achieve in their life the best that they could. So you empower women and other underrepresented groups to celebrate their achievements, and you help, as I could understand, you motivate them. So why is it initiative so important for women's strength?
Fun fact, when I was working at Google, I didn't know about that initiative. When I left the company, I was visiting Web Summit conference and I saw my colleagues from Google and they told me, hey, there is I'm Remarkable workshop. Would you like to attend? And I saw a huge line and I said, whoa, it might be something interested if people are queuing, 1 hour free meeting 1 hour before. And to be honest, this workshop changed my life because I come from like a mentality and the environment where sharing your achievements is bragging. So it's even, I would say, it's not okay sharing your experiences. It's not okay sharing your achievements. You should be average. You should be like modest as a woman, especially. So I would say that participating in I'm Remarkable showed me how remarkable am I, how brilliant am I, because I've achieved a lot with all my knowledge and hours of hard work and my enthusiasm and my ambitions. So after participating in this training, I started to share more about my achievements and my successes and be open about that. And I saw how my career progressed. And I say, well, this thing is really working. So I should become a facilitator. I've been delivering trainings for 3 years now as a facilitator. To say honestly, every time I finish the training, I have this goosebumps and the shivers from the stories that people share. And I think for women, it's especially important because research show that successful women are perceived as, they are perceived not as positive as successful men. So there is a backlash effect, as they call, as the researcher call. So no one likes successful women. And this is our unconscious bias that, she should be modest, she should be, dedicating more time to her family. If she's very career oriented, I don't know how you can be very career oriented. There is no bottom line for men usually, but successful men are perceived in a positive way, like women sharing her achievements. There are questions to them like, why are you there? Why are you sharing your achievements? I think it's important because it creates an additional layer of, complications for women and also insecurity for them at the workplace.
What do you think? I just got this question when you are talking about all this. Behind every successful man, there is a facilitator. She is a woman. What do you think about it? Is it true?
To be honest, I don't like it because I think in relationships there should be partnership. So I don't like the word behind. I would prefer them standing together at the same line, holding hands and believing in each other and supporting each other. So I would reframe that into successful men and women in partnership should be holding hands and supporting each other.
Yes, there are two must be facilitators, something like that. So we know that every facilitator has a different style. How could you explain yours?
my style, I would say very sincere. I love sharing my personal stories, mm, even if they're touching. I would say if they're very personal, because I truly believe in the power of personal stories, experiences. I would say my style is engaging. I love asking questions. I love engaging people into conversations and them having an opportunity sharing their opinions. And I would say I stick to the psychological safety principle, especially delivering I'm remarkable. It's not easy for people to share their personal stories. So I'm trying to create the atmosphere of respect and empathy.
Is it useful to facilitate conversation through the questions?
Gotcha. Yeah. So here I need to put on my coaching hat instead of mentoring hat, because as the mentor, usually you just pass your experience. You do ask questions, but you mainly share, and you sometimes tell what to do, like which steps to take to progress in your career. But as the coach, I only work using open questions. Open questions give people opportunity to create their own results. They just give a space, a direction. So I think facilitating every conversation with a question is a great way for opening space for opinions, suggestions.
Why did you become a coach, mentor, and facilitator?
I think it's my life mission.
Oh, okay. Best business advice you could give?
Be true to yourself, love your employees, and respect your clients.
Super. Best time management advice?
Plan and write down every single thing that you need to do throughout the day.
So, Katya, I'm really grateful to see you here in Introwise, and it was a big pleasure to talk with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daria. Absolutely likewise. Thank you for your time, your amazing questions, and opportunity to start being a part of Introwise as an expert.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.